You guys, welcome back to the channel. You can see we're on this beautiful, amazing mountaintop. I'm here with my buddy Lane and his buddy Dumpling, aka Elon, aka Brown Gravy. We're looking offshore, trying to find a beautiful reef to dive. We think we found our spot. It's super far offshore. We're gonna have to paddleboard to it. It's gonna be a mission.
Oh no! No, dude!
I'm taking you guys with me. We're gonna catch up something to eat, and I will see you guys out there on the water. Let's go. So when we were on our hike up to this mountain, we stumbled across this freaking abandoned windmill. It's a sugarcane windmill. And we came up in here, and look what we got here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a freaking bee's nest up in there. You can see them swarming in and out of it. It's actually a natural beehive. Look at this view we got. Coming straight through. You never know what you're gonna see. Stumble across some really cool things, and I don't know how long this thing has been here, probably since the 17th century, but it's pretty wild. Love going on adventures like this one. All right, you guys, we made it to a cool little pit stop. We're gonna go for a beach run, so don't go anywhere. You're gonna wanna see these views. Let's go. All right, so that was epic. Little 2-mile run around the bend. Good job, dude.
Nice one.
Like getting active and getting after it. Epic little end stop we had there. That was a beautiful little overlook. You guys, we got back late last night, and Lane kind of brought me back to his crib, and he's already got his area set up, but he gave me my area. And this is, I mean, the view is nice. We got a little view here. The islands and the water and the mountains in the background, but this was my setup for the night. I came in, just threw all my crap together, and look. Literally sleeping on the floor. Mosquitoes were eating me alive last night, so I got a fan and just blasted it on me. You see my pillow is the freaking little neck pillow from when I'm traveling. But I pretty much got everything set up. Got a little charging bank right here. Got my drone footage. Got all my dive stuff over here inside of my sports tube. But yeah, this is what we call roughing it. Sleeping on my Haven tent, little tiny thin mattress right here. I'm gonna try to find some better sleeping options, but this is what I rocked with last night. I'm keeping it real with you guys, showing you the ins and the outs of how rough some of these trips can get, but I'm here for the adventure, so let's go. You guys might end up getting a lot of wind noise because the only GoPro I'm rocking is the one that is on my head. So I'm gonna pack really light out there, and I'll see you guys down there. Let's go. All right, you guys, we made it out here. It is freaking gnarly. You can see there's just all, like, we're in the middle of nowhere. You can hear these waves just barreling over there. Honestly, I would go out there and try to surf if this board wasn't such a piece of crap. It's a foam board, and if I got closed out on, this thing would just snap. We're now at the reef. I'm gonna get suited up. Well, I'm already suited up. I'm gonna do some skin diving. We're gonna throw this gear, tuck it away, attach the board to myself, and I'll see you guys down below. Let's go. Alright, you guys, welcome back to the voiceovers and welcome to the water. You can see that I'm kind of prepping and making sure I have everything strapped down good to my paddleboard, because there's no really checking on it because it's going to be drifting behind me. And the way I'm tethering it is I have the Rob Allen belt reel. I go ahead and pull it off, clip the tuna clip on, and then I let out a bunch of line, just enough for me to drag it behind me and also enough for me to make some drops and do a little bit of diving. So the area that we're at, there is no spearfishing allowed. So everything I get, I'm gonna have to get with my bare hands. So I got my glovies, I'm gonna try to get my fingers in some holes, grab some kind of crustacean or some kind of fish, and take that home to cook it. So let's do it. You! So here we go with the first dive, and I'll show you exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for coral heads, and under this thing there was a perfect little hole for a lobster to hang out, but unfortunately I was a little upset that there wasn't anything in there. I was hoping to get on the lobster a little early.
but unfortunately nothing on that drop. I get up to about mid-water column and I look over and I see this white kind of structure down there, and I think it's some dead coral. If you know what it is, comment down below. I think it's dead coral, and I see a couple of them throughout the dives. And then another really great thing I see is a huge strawberry grouper, and this is probably one of the biggest I've seen. Like I said before, no spearing here, so this guy gets away with a free pass. Alright, you guys can go ahead and hold your breath with me on this dive. I'm going ahead and again checking out another piece of brain coral, and I don't find a lobster, but I find something different, something out of the ordinary. I'm circling it, looking underneath, hoping I see some antennas from some lobster crews that, like, you know, sticking out. But I look over and I see something shiny in the sand, and I go ahead and pull it out. I thought it was a golf club or something like that, but it's just some kind of metal rebar or some kind of trash on the reef. And some people just leave these, but I figured, you know what, this is garbage, it shouldn't be here, makes the place so crappy, so I go ahead and decide to keep this with me and throw it on the paddleboard and throw it away for the trash later. But it actually comes to use a little later, so stay tuned for that. Now, after searching for probably, I'd say about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe almost an hour, I finally find a lobster, and this is called a Spanish lobster, not the typical spiny lobster we find in Florida and also down here in the Virgin Islands. But I go ahead back to the paddleboard, grab that metal thing, because you see what was inside of that hole with that lobster was a sea urchin. And these things have, obviously those things are little spines, they're really brittle, but they will stick inside your skin and break off, and they irritate you, they're really bad. So I obviously don't want to stick my gloves in there. I use this little piece of metal as a tickle stick, and it's shaped perfectly. It's almost like this was meant to happen. It was absolutely wild. I get my other hand down there to kind of hide it along with the coral, so once this guy pops out, he thinks my hand is part of the coral, isn't gonna like stray away from it, and I'll be able to grab him. Tickle him out. He finally starts to give some wiggle room. I'm hoping there's not a back way for him to sneak out. I finally get him out far enough. He dives back in. I get a little bit of the sea urchin in my arm. I'm okay. Super stoked that I got this lobster. Wasn't going to happen without that good karma of me grabbing that pole.
It was such good karma, bro. I saw this on the ground and I was like, oh, let me clean up that trash. Threw it on the board like 10, 15 minutes later. Found the Spanish lobster right next to a sea urchin. Would not have got him unless I had this. You had that? Yeah. I was able to tickle him out and I got a hold of him. He's not huge, but for a Spanish lobster, he's big. Yeah, oh, dude, he's hitting that swell. Woo! Get it, boy! Oh no! No, dude! Oh my god! Dude, I got that on wax! That was pretty tight. Lane gave us a free lesson on how to get your ass beat by the ocean. He caught that wave head on, baby. That was pretty gnarly. I saw that happen and I was like, I'm out of here. And he went for it. He went for it. But time to make our way back in. So that's mine. That's my one. Right there. Right here. Here we go. Here we go. You. Woohoo! You. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that clear water. You. All right, you guys, we ended up making it back. Unfortunately, the place we were planning on cooking the lobster closed, but we're gonna get into that in just a minute for some breakfast. But I wanna go over what I was sleeping in last night. It's this bad boy back here. We got the Haven tent. Basically had a canopy. I had to use it a little bit last night just because it did start to rain a little bit. I have a nice little sleeping pad in here. And this is a lay flat hammock. It hangs from the top. And I have these little finger trap Dyneema things where you just pull it and then it tightens on itself, which is pretty awesome. I've got a little battery pack right here. I'm able to plug in and recharge my GoPro, my phone, all that stuff while I sleep, but I slept beautifully last night. Nice breeze rolling through, that ocean breeze. But we're gonna get inside, we're gonna cook up that lobster, and I'm taking you guys with me. Let's go. All right, so we got the lobster. We're gonna have a nice little cook up for breakfast. Gonna go ahead and rip off one antenna, and then you're gonna go ahead and wring it out like that. And we're gonna have to use that antenna to take out the pooper. We're gonna chuck this.
Oh, right on. Nice shot.
On the fence.
It's stuck, yeah, right on the post.
I'm gonna have to fix that. Here. Gonna go in the pooper, shove this in there, and you'll see that part is the part that needs to come out. You'll see it start to pull. Uh-oh, there it goes. Uh-oh, this antenna isn't very strong. There we go, right there. Little poopy. All right, we're just tossing it in here.
Yeah.
That's how it's done.
Voila.
Lane's key. What was it? He just poured LaCroix in there. Orange flavored LaCroix inside the.
It's a French lobster dish.
Inside the freaking.
Traditional.
We'll see how it turns out. This will be breakfast for us. Super tender. Dude, there's no seasoning on this. You get the sweet.
An egg.
That's good. It tastes like LaCroix. Don't think it's perfect.
Hey!
All right, well, we're gonna dig into the rest of this. Nice little quick feed for breakfast. Well, you guys, the next video is gonna be an absolute epic one, so make sure you stay tuned next week. If you enjoyed this one, give it a thumbs up. If you're new, consider subscribing. And like always, I will see you guys next week for another adventure. Later. Also, do me a favor, you guys, new merch is in. I teamed up with Red Rums. Link is in the description below. And also, go to their website, check out all the amazing gear they have. I'm so stoked on this drop. This new logo is probably one of my favorite of all time. And also, comment down below, let me know what you guys think.